Hi, and you're watching EdMasters YouTube channel. I am Avni and I'm working as a science and chemistry subject matter expert with an online live tutoring website that is EdMasters. To know more about EdMasters, click the link given in the description box. In this video, I have taken up a topic force. This topic is covered in various curriculums like Singapore Local, CBSE, IGCSE, etc. So keep watching this video if you want to clear your concepts or you have your PSLE coming up. So in front of you, you can see that I have written up a definition that is of force. So what is force? It is push or a pull upon an object resulting from the object's interaction with another object in a direction. So in this definition, I'm going to divide it into three parts. First is push, pull. Second is interaction. And third is direction. So in the end, you can easily understand what actually the force is. So we are going to go step by step, learning about the each part and then summarizing in the end so that we know what actually the force and very well we know that what the force is. So what is push and pull? That we are going to start first. What is push or pull? You must have seen in the mall or in any shops that on the door it is written push or pull, right? And you always tend to get confused, not always, I will say, like sometimes you tend to get confused whether this door has to be pushed or this door has to be pulled. I myself get confused sometimes and I end up hurting myself. So, but when you see this video, after watching this video, I'm sure you're never gonna be hurt next time. So let's start. What is push or a pull? If I have to share a very simple definition, and that is push or pull is when that something can be anything, it can be object, when something moves away from the person applying the force. And what about pull? The definition almost remains the same, but few words changes. That is, when something, is it moves away or towards? Towards the person applying the force. So let us take an example like when I say I have to push the door. So here is the door and I'm pushing the door. Where the door will go? It will move outwards. That is, it is moving away from me. So we say it is push. And when this door is coming towards me, I say it is pull. Okay, so now we know what the push is and what a pull is. Any other example that you can think of where it is pushing or pulling is there? So here you can see that I have written few examples where you can tell whether a pushing is happening or pulling is happening. So let's start. When you press a button, what happens? When you press a button, then what happens? You push. That's true. When you lift up a box, then what happens? You are pulling. Just note the direction of the arrow also. Okay, so we use this arrow to show the direction of the force applied. See, it is away, so we can say it is push. It's towards, the person is standing here, so it is towards the person, so it's pull. What about twisting a towel? It is pulling and pushing both. Oops, did I say correctly? No, it has to be other way around. This is downwards, so it is Towards me or away from me? It is away from me. So it is push, it is towards me, it is pulling. So like this, you can find many more examples where you can see that whether a push is happening or a pull is happening. So next, we are going to discuss the second part, and that is interaction. So when we say that we are interacting, what is happening? I and you are either talking or I am just saying and you're listening. Okay, so there is some interaction that is happening between two of us. Similarly, the interaction can be between two living things, two non-living things, and living thing and non-living thing. So when I am pushing a table that is in front of me, then what is happening? There's interaction happening because I am touching that table. So interaction is happening. Okay, just note, it is not important that when I touch, then only the interaction happens, because there are some forces which are not contact forces, in which there is no physically touching, but then also the force is being applied. Okay, so I'm just giving you a very simple example that if there is an interaction between living and non-living thing, that is when I push the table, then we say some interaction is happening. Okay, so when there is some kind of interaction, whether it's by contact or it's by non-contact, we say it's force. Okay, so two things we have already discussed. When we say we push or pull, we say a force is being applied. When we say there is some interaction happening, then we say then the force is applied. And what is the third part? Is the direction. So when we apply any force, for example, when you kick the ball, where it goes in the front. It can change its direction also when you pass it to some other person. Okay, so force is applied when there is a change of direction or there is no change of direction, but force has to be in a direction. Either it has to be away from us or it has to be towards us. Okay, so when we summarize what actually the force is, let's go back to the definition that we have written, that force is a push or a pull on an object resulting from the object's interaction with the other object in a direction. I hope that this definition must be cleared to you, because next that we are going to discuss is effects of force. Okay, now tell me, can you actually see a force? No, you cannot see the force, but you can definitely see what a force can do, right? So we are going to discuss the four very general effects of force. Okay, so let's start with the first. First effect is a force can cause an object to start moving. Okay, for example, when the ball is at rest and we kick this ball. Okay, I'm drawing a person. If this kick this ball, oh, where are the hands? Okay, hands, pardon my drawing. So when I kick this ball, what happens? It was at rest, it starts moving, correct? Okay, so the first effect of force is it can cause an object from the rest to start moving. Then we say a force has been applied. Okay, so what is the second effect of the force? Can force change somebody's shape? Yes, it can. It can change the shape of an object. Can you think of any example that changes its shape when the force is applied? Yes, Well, slime is one of it. I really like playing with the slime though. Second, I can think of is sponge, right? And also rubber band. Because when you apply a force on a rubber band from the opposite sides, what happens? It becomes elongated. And when you leave it, it comes to its original position. Okay. Now, what is the third part? Third effect of force. It can cause a moving object to speed up. What next? Slow down. And to change its direction. Let's take the same example of a ball, okay? The ball is moving, okay? And you again kick this ball. What will happen? It will start moving at a faster rate, okay? And when I say slow down, what do you mean by slow down? When a person comes in front of it and it just applies a force such that it doesn't stop, but it slows down, okay? So it can slow down. And what about if you kick this ball towards another position, like a position where some person is standing, okay? You pass that ball, basically. So what happens? It was moving straight, the person is here, so it changes the direction. So three things are happening. It can speed up, it can slow down, and it can change its direction. Now you must be wondering, this first and the third one, they almost look similar. Well, they are, but the difference is it can cause the object at rest to start moving, but this is opposite, that it can cause the moving object to speed up, slow down, and to change its direction. Okay, so fourth that we are going to discuss is a force can change. What can force do? It can change, or we can say instead of change, a force can stop a moving object. Okay, like when a ball is moving, a person can stop the moving ball with his feet. Okay, so it can stop. So what are the effects of force? First, it can cause an object at rest to start moving. It can change the shape of an object. It can cause a moving object to speed up, slow down, and to change direction. And it can stop a moving object. In the third, it was to speed up, slow down, and to change its direction, but not to stop. In the first effect is it can stop also the moving object. Okay, so you think and tell that, is it important that every time we apply a force, these changes might happen? Like for example, if you want to, pull a train, okay, with your bare hands, can you do that? No. If you are a WWE fighter, then definitely you can. But if you want to do it, can you? No, you cannot do. So if you want to stop the train, well, you need to have a magic wand for that. But no, as you don't have, and you are nowhere near Harry Potter, you have not studied in Hogwarts, so can you do that? No, you cannot do that. So actually it depends on how much physical force that we are applying and whether that can bring the changes or not. So what actually is a physical force? It's simple. Physical force is the force that is applied by us as humans. So we are physically actually doing it. So it depends on how much the force is applied and whether we are applying it or not. Okay, so let's summarize. what we studied. Till now, you must be able to know that what is a force? It is push or pull. Please repeat after me. Second, it results due to interaction between objects, and that objects can be living things, non-living things, and two living things, two non-living things, and it happens in a particular direction. Okay, and second we studied was effects of force. So there are 4 effects of force, and that is, first, it can cause object to slow down or stop. It can cause object to start moving. Okay, so let me write down. It can cause object to slow down or stop. It can cause object to start moving. It can change the direction. And fourth, it can increase the speed of the object. Okay, so this is what we studied in force and the effects of force. So next I'm going to discuss about is different types of forces. Okay, so how many types of forces are there? That I'm going to discuss, and hope you understood this topic of force and the effects of force. So if you liked this video, please click on the bell button, just subscribe, share, and if you have any questions regarding this topic or you want me to take up another topic for you to understand, just write down on the comments, and see you guys soon, and thank you for watching.